What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
We have an article from HubSpot by Corey Iredon, and thank you so much for this article. It's fantastic. Hey, you're scared to use too many call to actions sometimes. And let's just talk about what call to action is for a second. If you haven't done this, you certainly need to get these in place so you can actually have lead generation coming in and flowing into the website. All right. What a call to action is a primary thing that you want that user to do, okay? And you're calling it out with a button or a graphic or something in front of you, right? That the user is going to interact with. It's what you want them to do on the page, okay? Call to action confusion is a real thing, which is why it's common to preach only using one primary call to action per page. It's a primary thing that you want your visitor to do. But sometimes there's more than one right answer for what you're doing here. I'm not talking about adding a secondary call to action either, which you should absolutely do if your messaging is split. If you're having dual focuses on a particular page, if you want a flow going into other areas. Don't confuse it, though. You can be scared of, and rightfully so, too many call to actions. If you look at your page, and I think we've mentioned this before, if you actually take a step away and print out your page and put it on the wall, we'll walk 6 feet away from that and look at your website page. If you can't see from that page what you're wanting them to do on that page, you don't have a call to action. You're not asking them to go deeper in, okay? So the issue is, if you're not doing it, you should be doing it, but there are some things that you can also be sabotaging yourself in these steps, and then we're gonna talk about this real quick. Possibly you're not writing custom copy. As your library of different call to actions grow, you'll have less trouble finding those to match your content. But if you offer your different offers out there, and the chances are their content strategy is a little bit more sophisticated, but which means you're writing more specific niche subject matter. All right, that's a good thing. But if you aren't using it, if your call to action, if you got a lot of different guidance points into different parts of your website, and it all looks the same, and it's exactly the same type of messaging, then me as a user can't differentiate. I can't figure out why is this different than over here. So if you have download this free kit, or download this piece of software, or download this PDF, all of a sudden I'm getting mixed up in my messaging here. What is the actual thing that you want me to do, and what differentiates each of these, right? A lot of times you're not updating your design. If your leads are kind of leveling off, it could be due to design overexposure. It doesn't mean that the content behind that call to action is stale. It's just that you've kind of oversaturated your audience. Wouldn't you agree there? It's not like jumping off the page anymore. It's getting commonplace. So as you have more and more traffic to your website, you need to change up your design. You need to change up because people are already accustomed to that, or if they're a place that you're coming back to again and again and again. Yeah,
like Doug just talked about last segment. People are researching. Yep. People are coming to the website, reading reviews, and if it's the same thing over and over again and they don't see anything new, they're just going to gloss over something, even if you just update some text.
Right, exactly. It's almost like they got tunnel vision.
Yep.
If they're not seeing the rest of the page, and if it looks the same. A lot of times, if you have customers that log in, you have a session involvement with them, right? You can create custom content based on whether they're logged in or not, and they can pay attention to that. But if they keep on coming to the same areas, feeding from the same well, it's not unique, and they'll turn a blind eye to even something that you're trying to promote. You got to change that design up. Sometimes your call to actions can be too smart. For instance, let's pretend you're launching a new product, or hosting an event, or releasing a new offer, right? There's instances where smart call to actions can be counterintuitive to your goals because you're segmenting for the sake of segmenting. consider what you actually see, who may actually see your call to actions before you get segmentation happy. You want to keep it small and smart, but don't lose your audience in the mix, okay?
Yeah.
You need to get a little bit more higher perspective of what your audience is really wanting, and don't lead them down too many rabbit holes. You see what I'm saying there? Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not trying better placements for your call to action. A lot of times, a call to action is at the bottom of a blog post, like Marketing Tech has. There's a call to action at the bottom of the post. Well, that's all good and dandy if everybody reads to the bottom of the post.
Right.
Okay? So you change up where that call to action is in respect of your design, and you test it. Gotta say, there's a lot in the world of call to action, but check out this article online. You'll be able to check it out at edgeofthewebradio.com. Thank you so much for all your time today, and we'll be back next week. Do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.